I don't know what it is with people trying to take advantage of your boy, but I can remember several times where I had incidents with unwanted altercations. Obviously, if you watch my other videos where I talk about a girl that aggressively took advantage of me when I was in the right mind of thinking, then you know that I'm not unfamiliar with situations like that. But now we're going to talk about another story where I had to go through something tragic, like really tragic. Like, something that people need to understand is that guys can be victims too, bro. Like, it's not a gender thing, I promise. Now, this story takes place some years ago in my last year of high school, and I was cool with a girl that I had previous altercations with in the past, but now we are just cool friends. Now, at this point, I was already in a relationship and couldn't be out here talking to randoms like that. Now, I'm gonna name the friend Riley for the story, and this girl was known for being one of those, and she didn't care what type of situation or relationship status that your boy was in. All she cared about was what she wanted, and this is gonna matter later in the story. So I'm at my homie's crib and we're chilling, and Riley lives across the street from my friend's crib, and she knew that I was staying over for a bit because she also was friends with my homies too, so she ended up pulling up. I let her inside and we ended up watching TV and talking about random stuff when she gets all touchy-feely, and mind you, she already knows that I'm cuffed up, and I even reminded her again. I ended up telling her that we can't be doing this and I'm in a relationship, but just like the first time that I told her, she completely disregarded everything that came out of my mouth and keeps touching me, but just more subtle, I guess. A little later, it starts to get a little dark, and my homie is more than likely asleep at this point, and I'm laying on the couch with her, and it's kind of awkward. I'm not even gonna lie. And a movie is playing. While we're watching it, she turns to me and says, "Let's do it." What? What do you mean? Let's do it.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
And at this point, she starts to get closer and closer, and I knew at this point I couldn't have done much because everybody in that house was sleeping. We both were completely alone in the dark while a movie was playing. And she knew that, so she completely got even more aggressive at this point. To be honest, I knew the type of girl that I was dealing with. She wasn't the type to take no for an answer and instead threaten to hit you or hurt you in some way if she didn't get what she wanted. And she knew I obviously don't put my hands on women, so she tried to take advantage. So, knowing all of that, I sneakily took my phone out and recorded some of the conversation and tried to play along temporarily because I knew if I did it, then I wouldn't have no proof. And before I show y'all the audio, it's strictly out to show that guys can be victims, and it's not to expose or make anyone look like a bad person. I don't feel disgust or anything towards the person, and the audio will be slightly more to not expose the person's voice.
Hey, you wildin' right now, you know that?
Yeah, but I don't care. So give me what I want
What you want?
before I kill you.
What you hey, chill out, bro. Hey, what you want though?
This is what I'm talking about. Don't get it.
Nah, don't come back here. What you trying to do?
I told you.
You told me what?
If you ain't trying to get
Now, in the recording, we was slightly playing around, and she obviously didn't want to put your boy in the dirt. But regardless, I was still in a relationship, and trust me, I was terrified because I knew that I couldn't afford to get on her bad side, because just one false allegation is enough to ruin somebody's life in a matter of seconds. And she is known to be unpredictable, so I kept my composure and I tried to be as calm and as friendly as possible, and I somehow was able to stop her. Fast forward the next day, and she ended up going home, and I eventually left my friend's house too, and I haven't seen her much since that incident. The situation was on my mind for a while, but I tried to push through it because, hey, I'm a dude and that's just what happens, I guess. I mean, it wasn't the first time, and I haven't thought about the situation again till today. But what makes this even more weird and unsettling, and just might be the most predatory thing about this story, is that during that night, being there with Riley when she did what she did, that same night, after some time had passed when I thought I was completely alone, I slightly woke up from my sleep and could see her laying on the same bed that I was laying on, even after I told her to leave. But this time, she only had shorts on with a white long tee compared to what she had on before. But what's even crazier is that while she's there, I noticed that my shorts were pulled down, and I'm talking about to my thigh. Now, I'm not necessarily implying that she, you know, but what I do know is that I had a fan by my face that was on blast. TV was playing with a relatively low volume, somewhat of a heavy sleeper at the time, so it was pretty hard for me to just wake up without a very loud noise. So she could have easily done what she wanted, did what she felt for her was right, and I wouldn't even have noticed.